A Support Group Guide. Chapter 1. Support Groups 1. Support groups in general. Patients, family members, and professionals in the field belong to support groups. They talk and share knowledge and emotions. It's all about emotional comfort and learning new things about the illness. People are often shy at first but soon realize it's a place for friends. You can learn new insights by listening to others. You realize you're not alone. Some support groups are run by professionals, professional organizations, and peer support groups which do not have a professional facilitator. Support groups exist for almost any malady and grief you can imagine. Support meeting could be every night like Alcoholics Anonymous or as infrequent as once every 2 months or so. Support groups can meet anywhere: hospitals, churches, homes, temples, libraries, or other community buildings. There are also support groups. To find a support group, ask a healthcare provider like a doctor, nurse, social worker, chaplain, or psychologist for leads. Look in your local telephone book. Contact community centers, libraries, and churches in your area. Talk to your religious or spiritual leader. Ask others with the same illness or life situation. Contact a state or national organization devoted to your disease, condition, or life situation. Search the internet. Most support groups are free, collect voluntary donations or charge only modest membership dues to cover expenses. If you're uncomfortable about sharing personal information with a group of people you don't know, you don't have to talk. Just listen. Support groups should have some fun and social interaction as well as the serious stuff. Some support groups are fronts for somebody trying to sell a new type of treatment, drugs, or supplements. Start a support group / host a support group. Starting a new group takes a lot of work. If the type of group you're looking for doesn't exist in your local community, you could start one. You could go it alone or ask for help from the local hospital, doctor, church, or temple. Religious leaders deal with the ill in their congregation all the time so they know what's going on. Put an ad on Craigslist or the local website of your illness. You're there to help others cope with their illness and to be a friend. The following groups offer training and information: selfhelpgroups.org, mentalhelp.net/selfhelp, friendshealthconnection.org, started by a teenager, learn from the website, RoxanneBlack.com. The Canadian Council on Social Development. 441 McLaren Street. 4th floor. Ottawa, on K2P2H3. 613-236-8977. Fax, 613-236-2750. CCSDCA/publications. Hollyhock Workshops. Box 127, Manson's Landing. Cortez Island, BCV0PLKO. 800-933-6339. hollyhock@oberon.arc.com. hollyhock.bc.ca. Omega Institute for Holistic Studies. 260 Lake Drive. Rhinebeck, New York, 12572-3212. 800-944-1001. omega-inst.org. Partnering in Self-Help Community Education and Support / Pisces. 2021, Lakeshore Road. Number 108. Burlington, on L7R1A2. 905-637-2840. Pisces@anytincture.ca. Pisces.on.ca. Find support group websites. Supportpath.com, online chats, lectures and events on health, personal and relationship topics. Find support.co.uk. Supportworks.org. Groups.google.com. Groups.yahoo.com. Groups.yahoo.com and Groups.google.com each have many groups. You can find an online group for any area of life. Meetup.com, find meetings in your local area. They post up meetings for everything. Find support group websites. supportpath.com, online chats, lectures and events on health, personal and relationship topics. findsupport.co.uk, supportworks.org, groups.google.com, groups.yahoo.com, find group therapy / find group counseling, forgrouptherapy.com, agpia.org, group psychotherapy, counselingzattle.com / group-therapy.htm, easterseals.com, support groups, edgetgoing.com, online addiction recovery group therapy, e-help.com / group_therapy.htm, ehow.com, how to find group therapy for PTSD, findgrouptherapy.com, findgrouptherapy.com, findingstone.com / find-a-therapist / group therapy / group therapy directory.htm, findingstone.com / find-a-therapist / group therapy / index.htm, goodtherapy.org / group-therapy.html, gpasc.org, Group Psychotherapy Association of Southern California, groupfind.com, group therapy in Boston, Cambridge, Brookline, Newton, groups.psychologytoday.com / rms, find group therapy, support groups, grouptherapydirectory.com, livestrong.com, find group therapy, musictherapy.org, ncgps.org, Northern California Group Psychotherapy Society, reachout.com / find / article / group-therapy, webmd.com / anxiety-panic / guide / mental-health group-therapy. Chapter 2. Support Groups 2. Mental Health Chat / Forums / Communities. mentalearth.com. schizophrenia.com. mentalhelp.net / online-communities. mentalhelp.net / phone-numbers. Major support groups. Try hashtag 362.204 or HV89 at the library for books on self-help and support groups. There are many support groups at IRC and other chat rooms on the internet. If you're a patient at a hospital, they might have a social work or social services office. Go there and ask them if they have a support group listed for your particular illness. Churches host a lot of support groups. Supportgroups.com, supportgroups.com, covers dozens of issues. Supportpath.com, online chats, lectures and events on health, personal and relationship topics. findsupport.co.uk, supportworks.org, groups.google.com, groups.yahoo.com, geneticalliance.org, rarediseases.org /search /org search.html, NORD, National Organization of Rare Disorders, mentalhelp.net / self-help, Self-Help Clearinghouse, community.com, forselfhelp.org, support-group.com, carepages.com, cmhc.com, self-help support groups, health.groups.yahoo.com, communityresources.net, dailystrength.org, 500 groups, faithweb.com, groups.yahoo.com, healingpals.com, illness support network, health.groups.yahoo.com, healthboards.com, healthfinder.gov, a gateway website for health and human services information from the US government, health-links.org, healthyplace.com /communities, helpself.com, jenkinslaw.org /research link /index.php $RL=141, medical support groups, Jenkins Law Library, Pennsylvania, mdjunction.com, online support groups for your health challenges, meetup.com, mentalhelp.net /self-help, mentalhelp.net /self-help, omahasupportgroups.com, many types of support groups, s3support.com, scientific, social and spiritual support. Selfhelp.net. Support.psychlinks.ca. Support-group.com. Supportpath.com. Supportresource.net. Supportworks.org. Talkaboutsupport.com. ukselfhelp.info, UK self-help groups. webmd.com/mental-health/tc/support-groups-and-social-support-overview. wrongdiagnosis.com/treat/support_groups.htm. yahoogroups.com/community. onlinehealthresources.com/support-groups, directory of support groups related websites. groupsite.com. Support group websites. Supportpath.com, groups for many conditions. community.healingwell.com/community/scripts/directory.pl. topica.com, mailing lists about medical conditions. rarediseases.org, National Organization for Rare Disorders. growol.com/resources, mental health groups. mentalhelp.net/self-help. alcoholics-anonymous.org, Alcoholics Anonymous. World Service Office. bibri.com, body image betrayal and related issues. widesmiles.org, cleft lip and palate resource. widesmiles. na.org, Narcotics Anonymous. overeatersanonymous.org, Overeaters Anonymous. growol.com, Psych Central, Dr. John Grahal's mental health page. sensitiveperson.com, Highly Sensitive Person Center. sexaa.org, Sex Addicts Anonymous. something-fishy.org, Something Fishy website on eating disorders. supportworks.org. treatmentdiaries.com. thegirlfriendgroup.ning.com. hoppycafe.com. patientslikeme.com. care2.com. wellspouse.org, 800-838-0879, Wellspouse Association. thefamilycaregiver.org, 800-896-3650. friendshealthconnection.org, 848-FRIEND. caregiver.org, 800-445-8106. caringinfo.org, 800-658-8898. helpguide.org. reclaimed.us, support and encouragement for life. Reclaimed, a forum-based online community where people with life issues can help each other through difficult times. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/volunteer_emotional_support_helplines. caringbridge.org, create free websites that support and connect loved ones. aodiaonline.org/patient-support-groups.aspx. bioscript.com/disease programs. carepigs.com. dailystrength.org. groups.msn.com. health-alliance.com. healthboards.com. healthpartnerscmc.com/health, parents helping parents, organ transplant and lupus support groups. icerocket.com, support groups. supportworks.org, Charlotte, NC. ucsfhealth.org/adult/support groups. vmh.org/pages/support-groups.html. aimsupport.org/aimblog/aimblogger.html. alkazi.org, 800-298-2436, local support groups, lung cancer. allhealth.com. amyloidosisupport.com. apa.org. asa.ugl.lib.umich.edu/chdocs/support/emotion.html. bhsn.org. biak.us/survivors, Kentucky support groups. ccmcks.org/support_groups.html, Clay County Medical Center. chat.carlton.ca/t-skolbes/psyche.html. chess.chsra.wisc.edu, support for different medical conditions. cis.ohio-state.edu/hypertext/faq/usenet/support/emotional/resources-list/faq.html. clevelandclinic.org/socialwork/groups.htm. coastiechics.net, Coast Guard Spouse Support Group. coil.com/grool/howto.htm. colquitregional.com, Colquitt Regional Medical Center. communities.com. crisislink.org/program/hope/support_groups.html. cybertowers.com/self-help. dailystrength.org. php.com, Parents Helping Parents. darkness2light.org/gethelp/support_adult_survivor.asp. dma.university-compiegne.fr/ldebr auxiliary/psych.html, list of support groups. mc.org/support groups, Eastern Maine Medical Center. emotional.health.ivillage.com. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/cancer_support_group. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/community_support_group. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/community_support_group, Community Support Group, a national community-based organization. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/international_support_group, the International Support Group is a non-profit professional association registered in the Netherlands. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/Kaylee_support_group, for kids. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/support_group. enlo.org/community_health/support_groups.asp, Enlo Medical Center. experienceproject.com/groups. fresnoplaypals.com/community.html. friendshealthconnection.org, Sick People Correspond. gasou.edu/psychweb/resource/self-help.htm. giftfromwithin.org/html/groups.html, list of international trauma survivor support groups. griefnet.org/support/sg2.html. groups.yahoo.com/group/disasters or support. groups.yahoo.com/group/social work support group. health.groups.yahoo.com. healthandwellnessclub.com. healthlink.mcw.edu/support-groups, Medical College of Wisconsin. idealist.com/bookstore/self-help.htm. igc.topica.com/lists. ivillage.com. jeffersonhospital.com/health/support, Jefferson Regional Medical Center. cadlecmed.org/program/support_groups.html. cumc.edu/gec/support/groups.html, University of Kansas Medical Center. lexmed.com/community_programs. listserv.acer.org, Cancer Support Group. mayoclinic.com/health/support-groups. mccg.org/pvg/support-groups.asp. medicalcityhospital.com, Medical City offers a variety of different support groups. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/support_group. medicalleader.org/support_groups.html, Pikeville Medical Center. memorialcare.org/orange_coast/calendar/support_groups.cfm, Orange Coast Memorial Medical Center. mentalhelp.net/self-help. mercymedical.com/support_groups.php. mghsocialwork.org/support-groups.html, Massachusetts Hospital Support Groups. mmc.org, Maine Medical Center hosts a variety of support groups each month. nfcacars.org, 800-896-3650, National Family Caregivers Association. nlm.nih.gov/medlani+/nc/article/00215.0.htm nwhospital.org/classes, Northwest Hospital and Medical Center. onlinepsych.com/mh. pave-arizona.com/supportgroups.aspx. pfizer.com/kpw/explore/support. psychcrawler.com. Cynet.com. rrmginc.com/support.html, Redwood Regional Medical Group. selfhelpgroups.org. shyness.com. sly.net/d-porter/wellsp.htm, Wells House Foundation. smmc.com/patients-visitors/support-groups, St. Mary Medical Center in Walla Walla, Washington. spot.acorn.net/Akron links/social.html, Akron, Ohio social service links. stud.unit.no/studrg/xdrh/ed/ed_inet.htm. support-group.com. supportinc.com. supportpath.com. supportresource.net. talkcity.com/transformation. tamc.org/supportgroup/default.htm. thearc.org, 800-433-5255. ugl.lib.umich.edu/chdocs/support/emotion.html. unhook.com/trxpro/howgroupswork.htm, sobriety support group environments. users.multipro.com/circle, US Co-Counseling Circle. virtualtrials.com. webhealing.com. webmd.com/hw/emotional_wellness/shc11.asp, burn survivors. yellowribbon.org/survivors-upportgroups.html. ynhh.org/patients/support.html, Yale New Haven Hospital. Support group organizations. American Self-Help Clearinghouse. St. Clair's Riverside Medical Center. 100 East Hanover Avenue. Number 202. Cedar Knolls, New Jersey, 07927-2020. 800-4MASH. 800-367-6274. 973-326-6789. 973-326-8853. 973-625-7101. 973-625-9053, TDD. Fax, 973-625-8848. Fax, 973-326-9467. ashc@cybernext.net. cmhc.com/self-help. selfhelpgroups.org. International Network for Mutual Help Centers. 2MT Royal Ave. Hamilton, on L8P4H6. 416-529-3480. National Council on Self-Help and Public Health. 310 Maple Avenue West. Number 182. Vienna, Virginia, 22180. A network of researchers who work with self-help groups. National Mental Health Consumer Clearinghouse. 1211 Chestnut Street. Number 1000. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 19107. 800-553-4539. 215-751-1810. Fax, 215-636-6310. mhselfhelp.org. All-around support group providing referrals, resources, and treatment. Helps people who want to start their own self-help groups. National Network for Mutual Help Centers. Michigan Protection and Advocacy SVCs. 106 W. Allegan. Number 210. Lansing, Michigan, 48933-1706. National Self-Help Clearinghouse. City University of New York. 25 West 43rd Street. Number 620. NYC 10036. 212-354-8525. 212-642-2944. Fax, 212-642-1956. Selfhelpweb.org. Support organization for self-help groups with literature and roster of speakers. Self-Help Center. 1600 Dodge Avenue. S122. Evanston, Illinois 60201. 800-322 MASH. 708-328-0470. 708-328-0471. Large clearinghouse for all kinds of self-help programs. Chapter 3. Abuse and recovery groups at menstuff.org/resources/resource files/abuserycov.html. American Academy of Pediatrics, AAP, 141 Northwest Point Boulevard, Elk Grove Village, Illinois 60007 1098847 228 5005 or aap.org. Child Health USA, U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Health Resources and Services Administration, Maternal and Child Health Bureau, Rockville, Maryland 20857. National Child Abuse Hotline, 800.4.a.child or 800-422-4453. National Clearinghouse on Child Abuse and Neglect Information provides resources to help professionals and the public locate information about child abuse. The Clearinghouse is a service of the Children's Bureau in the Administration for Children and Families, U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. 330 C Street, SW, Washington, D.C. 204-7800-394-3366 or 703-385-7565 or calib.com. Ganj. National Institute of Child Health and Human Development, Building 31, Room 22, MSC 2425, 31, Center Drive, Bethesda, Maryland 20892-2425301-496-5133 or nichdwebmaster@mail.nih.gov or nichd.nih.gov. General help. Abuse of males, scholarly articles. vix.com/pub/men/battery/pointers/html. Accused.com. Action Against Sexual Violence, 12, Presidio Avenue, San Francisco, California 94115. Attempted not known. Adam Walsh Child Res CTR/South, 1400, Pickens Street No. 102, Columbia, South Carolina 29201803254-2326. Adam Walsh CTR/Florida, 9176 Alt A No. 100, Lake Park, Florida 33403407848-1900. Adults sexually abused as children. CTR, 246 East 20th Street, New York, New York 100032129796868. Al-Anon, Al-Teen, Family Group Headquarters helps families and friends of alcoholics, 1600 Corporate Landing Parkway, Virginia Beach, Virginia 23454-5617757-563-1600 or 757-563-1655 or al-anon.alateen.org. To locate meetings in local areas, call 888-425-2666 between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. Eastern Time MF 1/05 or go to Al-Anon and Al-Ateen. Alcohol Prevention for Middle Schoolers. thecoolspot.gov. Alcoholics Anonymous, Jen Servoff, PO Box 459 Grand Central Station, New York, New York 10163212870-3400. Find a meeting at Alcoholics Anonymous. Alliance for Children and Families. ACF helps serve families and individuals through counseling, advocacy, and family life education. 414-359-1040. Alliance1.org. American Academy of Pediatrics, AAP, 141 Northwest Point Boulevard, Elk Grove Village, Illinois 60007-1098847228-5005. AAP.org. American Coalition for Abuse Awareness, 1858 Park Road Northwest 2nd FL, Washington, D.C. 200100202-462-4688. American Family Foundation, PO Box 2265, Bonita Springs, Florida 33959212249-7693 or 212-628-8787. American Humane Association Child Division, 63 Inverness Drive, East Englewood, Colorado 80112800227-4645. American Professional Society on the Abuse of Children, 332 South Michigan Avenue No. 1600, Chicago, Illinois 60604312554-0166 or apsicmems@aol.com. apsic.org. American Social Health Association, PO. Box 13827, 100 Capitol Drive, Research Triangle Park, North Carolina 27709-3827. 800-230-6039 or 919-361-8488. ashestd.org. Arts Anonymous, 415-474-5580. Arts Yours, 4339 Balboa, San Francisco, California 94121415379-9436. Attempted not known. ASCA Guided Self-Help run by male survivor, 2306 Terraville Street No. 102, San Francisco, California 94116415564-6002. California Gambler Addiction Line 800.gambler, 800-426-2537. Karen FamServe, Galen Hall RD Box A, Wernersville, Pennsylvania 19565-800-678-2332. CAST, Complete Aftercare Support Team, Los Angeles Recovery Guide, a program designed to help individuals transition into independent living and long-term recovery after an inpatient treatment program or relapse. Men's treatment programs, transitional living, outpatient program, mental health, family services. 1830 Lincoln Boulevard, Suite 111, Santa Monica, California 90404 or 866-59. Rehab, 73,422, 10/11. Cavalcade Productions, 7360 Potter Valley Road, Ukiah, California 95482-800-345-5530. Videos. Child Abuse Listening Mediation, 1236 Chapala Street, Santa Barbara, California 93101805687-7912. Child Help USA. The hotline provides crisis counseling, child abuse reporting information, and referrals for every county in the U.S. The hotline is staffed 24/7. U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Health Resources and Services Administration, Maternal and Child Health Bureau, Rockville, Maryland 20857. ChildHelpUSA.org. National Child Abuse Hotline 800.4.a.child, 800-422-4453. Child Help USA, National Survivors of Child Abuse, 15757 North 78th Street, Scottsdale, Arizona 85260. ChildHelpUSA.org or 800.4.a.child, 800-422-4453. Child Help USA Children's Center in Phoenix at 602-271-4500. Child Help USA Ritual Abuse Hotline and Crisis Counseling Referrals, Catherine Gould 800-422-4453. Children of Alcoholics Foundation, POB 4185, Grand Central Station, New York, New York, 10163800, 359-2623. Children of the Underground, 6065 Roswell Road number 1157, Atlanta, Georgia, 30328404843, 8884. Children's Justice CTR, 1203 East 33rd Street, Tulsa, Oklahoma, 74105. Children's Rights of AM, 1010 Hunt Cliff number 1295, Atlanta, Georgia, 303508000, 442-4673. Chilliwack MPD Group, hashtag 101-9181 Main ST, Chilliwack V2P4M9 Canada. Children's Crisis CTR, POG 40279, Jacksonville, Florida, 32203904549, 0670. Christian Counselors Resource Network, 9405 48th Avenue, College, Maryland, 20740301490, 6477R. City of Vallejo's Fighting Back Partnership, 505 Santa Clara Street, Vallejo, California, 945907707, 648-5230. Clearinghouse for Child Abuse, Planned Parenthood Association of CIN, 2314 Auburn Avenue, Cincinnati, Ohio, 4521 513-721-8932. Clearinghouse on Child Abuse and Neglect, POG 1182, Washington, D.C. 20013-800-394-3366. Coalition Against Sexual Exploitation, 21 Green Street, Concord, New Hampshire, 03301603225-2985. Coalition Against the Sexual Abuse of Young Children, 5323 Nebraska Avenue Northwest, Washington, D.C. 20015202966-7183. Coalition Commentary IL Coalition Against Sexual Assault, 123 South 7th Street number 500, Springfield, Illinois 62701. Coalition for Accuracy About Abuse, 1310 Clinic Drive, Tyler, Texas 757017903.595.6600. Cocaine Anonymous, World Serve Office, 3740 Overland Avenue #C, Los Angeles, California 90034800347-8998. Codependence Anonymous, POB 33577, Phoenix, Arizona 85067602277-7991. Cottonwood CTRS Sexual Trauma Prague, 4110 W Sweetwater, Tucson, Arizona 85745-800-877-4520. Crisis, Grief, and Healing, Tom Golden, Kensington, MD. Webhealing.com. Crowded House, POB 20015, Lambton Mall Postal Outlet, Sarnia, Ontario, Canada. CT Sexual Assault Crisis Services, 110 Connecticut Boulevard, East Connecticut, 06108203282-9881. Cult Hotline and Clinic, 1651 3rd Avenue, New York, New York, 10028212632-46440. Cutting Edge for Survivors of Self-Inflicted Violence, POB 20819, Cleveland, Ohio 44120. Debtors Anonymous and California, 415-522-9099. Dixie Friendship Exchange, 1405 12th Terrace, Pleasant Grove, Alabama 35127. Domestic Abuse Serve CTR, 300 South 6th Street, Room A022, Minneapolis, Minnesota 5548761.348.50073. Drug Free Action Alliance is a statewide, private nonprofit prevention agency founded. 6185 Huntley Road, Sweet Pea, Columbus, Ohio 43229-1094 or 614. 540.9985 or fax 614-540-9990. DrugFreeActionAlliance.org. The Recovery Village, 633 Umatilla Boulevard, Umatilla, Florida, 32784. TheRecoveryVillage.com. The Recovery Village at Palmer Lake, 443 South Highway 105, Palmer Lake, Colorado, 80133. PalmerLakeRecovery.com. Next Generation Village, 1062 Lake Sebring Drive, Sebring, Florida, 33870. NextGenerationVillage.com. Orlando Recovery Center, 6000 Lake Elena Drive, Orlando, Florida, 32809. OrlandoRecovery.com. Emotions Anonymous, Emotional Ill, Treatment Centers, Ness, 415-366-8466. Enough is Enough, Pub 888, Fairfax, Virginia, 220300703-278-8343, Pornography. Families of Sex Offenders Anonymous, 152 West Walk, West Haven, Connecticut, 06516203931-0015. FL Council of Sexual Abuse Serve, 850 6th Avenue North, Naples, Florida, 33940904549-0670. Advocacy. Family Caregiver Alliance, 690 Market Street, Suite 600, San Francisco, California, 94108415434-3388 or info@caregiver.org. Caregiver.org. Family Concern Counseling, CTR, 3942 30th Street, Granville, Michigan, 49418616-530-0678. Family Violence Prevention Fund, 383 Rhode Island Street, Suite 304, San Francisco, California, 94103-5133. 415-252-8900. FVPF.org. Full Circle Programs, 70 Skyview Terrace, San Rafael, California, 94903-415.499.3320 plus learning disabilities. Gamblers Anonymous, N. California, 800-287-8670. Find a meeting, Gamblers Anonymous and for the family Gamanon. Garanzini, Sam, Addiction Recovery Specialist, University Professor and licensed psychotherapist in San Francisco with years of experience helping others move beyond addiction. Free weekly newsletter covering the latest addiction research. samgaranzini.com or sam@samgaranzini.com/07. Giretto Institute Parents United, 232 East Gish Road, San Jose, California, 951-240-8-453-7616. Girls Club of Omaha, Child Abuse Prevent Unit, 94. Grief. GriefResourcesCatalog.com. Grief Resources Catalog, we have a specialized catalog for grief experiences. GriefResourcesCatalog.com or dcreamer@nidelite.com. Gum on Your Paws Resource Center for Incest and Ritual Abuse Issues. 5505 Valmont Road, number 97, Boulder, Colorado, 80301. Healing Journey, Abused Survivors Know, POG 10756, Burke, Virginia, 22009703-281-7458, videos. Health Communications Inc., 3201 Southwest 15th Street, Deerfield Beach, Florida, 334-230-5-360-0909. Healthy Families America promotes positive parenting and child health and development through voluntary home visits. There are more than 400 sites nationwide. Call Prevent Child Abuse America at 312-663-3520. HealthyFamiliesAmerica.org. HEART Survivors of Sexual Assault, 1030 E Summit number 189, Elgin, Illinois, 60120708697-1593. Heartlines, POB 1086, Jamaica Plains, Massachusetts, 02130617524-6850. Incest Recovery CTR, 853 Broadway No. 2022, New York, New York, 10003212598-4218. Incest Resources, 46, Pleasant Street, Cambridge, Massachusetts, 02139617492-1818. Incest Survivors CTR on Sex Abuse Pregnancy, epub 82, Milton, Vermont, 05468800639-1885. Incest Survivors Anonymous, Box 5613, Long Beach, California, 90805213428-5599. Incest Survivors Anonymous, epub 17245, Long Beach, California, 90807310428-5599. Incest Survivors Info Exchange, epub 3399, New Haven, Connecticut, 06515. Incest Survivors Resource Network International, no longer active. Institute on Black Chemical Abuse, 612-871-7878. INCONF Against Incest, 18, South Cadillac Drive, Somerville, New Jersey, 08876908722-2933. INCult Ed Prague, epub 1232. Krakow Station, New York, New York, 10028212533-5420. In Society for the Study of MPD, 5700 Old Orchard Road, 1st FL, Skokie, Illinois, 60077708966-4322. INTL Society for Traumatic Stress Studies, 60 Revere Drive, 60 Revere Drive No. 500, Northbrook, Illinois, 60602708480-9028. Joaquin Prevention Partnership, 640 North San Joaquin Street, Stockton, California, 95202209468-0525. Justice, epub 1121, Parker, Colorado, 80134303643-8698 or 303-759-4275. LACTYCOM for Women Ritual Abuse Task Force, 383 Hall of Administration No. 500, Los Angeles, California, 90012213974-1455 or 303-759-4275. Los Angeles Recovery Guide, a program designed to help individuals transition into independent living and long-term recovery after an inpatient treatment program or relapse. Men's treatment programs, transitional living, outpatient program, mental health, family services. 1830 Lincoln Boulevard, Suite 111, Santa Monica, California, 90404 or 866-59. Rehab, 73,422, 10/11. MALE. Men Assisting, Leading, and Educating, Denver Co. with Men. Moved. FO. MULTIPLE, Box 136, Lakewood, CVA 90714 310-578-1371. Ma Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Children, 43 Mount Vernon Street, Boston, Massachusetts, 02108617227-2280. Mandana House Community CTR, 541 Mandana Boulevard, Oakland, California, 94610-510-839-8844. Marijuana Anonymous, 510-287-88739. Marshall Res CTR Children's INST Intern, 711S, New Hampshire, Los Angeles, California, 90005213385-5100. Mental Health Consult, epub Culver City, California, 90230310391-2320. Meth Action Clearinghouse. The National Association of Counties has developed a clearinghouse of information on methamphetamines. This website has results of research and surveys, updates on federal legislation and advocacy, new releases, and other resources. snipurl.com/tl2x or 202-393-6226. NACO.org. Metro.org to counter sexual assault, 3217 Broadway No. 500, Kansas City, Missouri, 641-1816-931-4527. Miller and Gaudio, 104 Maple Avenue, Red Bank, New Jersey, 07701908741-6769. Legal support/serve represents survivors. Molester Anonymous/Batters Anonymous, 1850 North Riverside Avenue No. 220, Rialto, California, 923-76909-355-1100. Montgomery Metro Treatment Center, Chemical Dependency, 4303 Norman Bridge Road, Montgomery, Alabama, 36105. 334-288-5363, 334-281-6661. Fax 199th. Mountain Area Health Ed CTR, 501 Baltimore Avenue, Asheville, North Carolina, 28801. MPD Personalities, 1163 East Ogden Avenue No. 703, Naperville, Illinois, 60563. Multiple Care Unit, POB 82 NDG, Montreal, Quebec, H4A3P4 Canada. Multiple Facets Dissociate Disfound, POB 820,983, Dallas, Texas, 75382800-462-7759. Mungots Association, 2350 Airport Freeway No. 250, Bedford, Texas, 76022817354-1389R. NAR Anon, nar-anon.org/index.html. Find a meeting for the family. NAR Anon. Narcotics Anonymous, POB 9999, Van Nuys, California, 91409818-780-3951. Find a meeting. Narcotics Anonymous. National Association of Anorexia Nervosa and Association Disorders, POB 7, Highland, Illinois, 600-35708-831-3438. National ASO of Children of Alcoholics, 11426 Rockville Pike No. 100, Rockville, Maryland, 20852301468-0985. National Association of Native AM Children of Alcoholics, POB 18736, Seattle, Washington, 98118206467-7686, 94. National Child Abuse Hotline, 800-422-4453. National Clearinghouse on Child Abuse and Neglect Information provides resources to help professionals and the public locate information about child abuse. The Clearinghouse is a service of the Children's Bureau in the Administration for Children and Families, U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. 800-394-3366. Calib.com. Ganj. National Coalition Against Sexual Assault, POB 21378, Washington, D.C. 20009202-232-6682. National Coalition Children and Families, 800 Compton Road No. 9224, Cincinnati, Ohio 45231513521-6227. National Coalition of Hispanic Health and Human Organizations, 202-387-5000, 94. National Committee to Prevent Child Abuse. 322 South Michigan Avenue No. 1600, Chicago, Illinois 60604312663-3520. National Council on Alcoholism and Drug Dependence, 212-206-6770, 94. National Council on Child Abuse and Family Violence, 1155 Connecticut Avenue Northwest No. 400, Washington, D.C. 20036800222-2000-94. Counseling referrals, 800-221-2681. Elder abuse, 800-879-6682. Info and assistance with referral requests, 800-422-4453. Spouse partner abuse, 800-537-2238. National Center for Protective Parents in Civil Child Abuse, 1908 Riverside Drive, Trenton, New York, 08618609394-1506. National Center for the Prosecution of Child Abuse, 99 Canal Court Plaza No. 510, Alexandria, Virginia, 223-14703-739-0321. National Center for Treatment of Dissociative Disorders, 1290 S. Potomac, Aurora, Colorado, 800-12800-441-6921. National Exchange Club for the Prevention of Child Abuse, 3050 Central Avenue, Toledo, Ohio, 436-06-800-760-3413. National Family Support Roundtable, a parent self-help support program with a time-tested child abuse prevention approach that promotes positive parenting through open-ended weekly meetings free to anyone in a parenting role. Under the mentorship of a trained facilitator, parent leaders learn to help members offer and receive insight into common problems. Sites often provide parallel children's programs as well. 312-663-3520. PreventChildAbuse.org. National Institute on Aging Information Center, P.O. Box 8057, Gaithersburg, Maryland, 20898-8057-800-222-2225 or TTD 800-222-4225. nih.gov/NIA. National Institute of Child Health and Human Development, Building 31, Room 22, MSC 2425, 31, Center Drive, Bethesda, Maryland, 20892-2425301-496-5133 or nickhdwebmaster@mail.nih.gov. nickhd.nih.gov. National Institute of Drug Abuse, Pub 2345, Rockville, Maryland, 20847301443-6245. National Institute of Mental Health, NIMH Public Inquiries, 6001, Executive Boulevard, Room 8184, MSC 9663, Bethesda, Maryland, 20892-9663301-443-4513. nimh.nih.gov. National Net of Children's Advocacy, 106 Lincoln Street, Huntsville, Alabama, 358-01205-533-5437. National Organization for Victim Assistance, 1757 Park Road, Northwest Washington, D.C. 200108000.trinova. access.digx.net/tildenova. National Org on Male Sexual Victimization. NOMS PMB 103, 5505, Connecticut Avenue, Northwest Washington, D.C. 20015-2601, or 800-738-4181. MaleSurvivor.org or nomsv@malesurvivor.org. National Resource CTR on Child Sexual Abuse, 2204 Whitesburg Drive No. 200, Huntsville, Alabama, 35801-800.kids.006. National Victim CTR, 309 West 7th Street No. 705, Fort Worth, Texas. National Women's Health Resource Center, 120 Albany Street Suite 820 New Brunswick, New Jersey, 08901. 877.98.NWHRC. HealthyWomen.org 800-394-2255. NC Triangle Society for the Study of MPD&D, Pub 3693, Chapel Hill, North Carolina 27515. Annie Recovery Networker, 504 Main Street, Farmington, Connecticut, 0603223-678-8686. Net for Professor Concerned About Abuse, 2501 North Glebe Road, Arlington, Virginia, 22207703243-1050. Net for Professor Concerned About Child Abuse, 2990 Telstar Court Number 297, Falls Church, California, 22042703698-6031 NH Incest CTR, 7, South State Street 2nd FL, Concord, New Hampshire, 03301603224-6442. New Jersey Child Assault Prevention, 700 Hollydale Court, Sewell, New Jersey, 080800609-582-7000. Norma J. Morris CTR for Healing from Child Abuse, 2306 Terrible Street Number 102, San Francisco, California, 9416415-564-6002. One Voice, Nat Alliance for Abuse Awareness, POB 27958, Washington, D.C. 20038202371-6056. Parental Stress Serve, Strengthening Families and Preventing Child Abuse are gifts to future generations. Fremont, 39155, Liberty Street, Suite Number F600, Fremont, California, 945-36510-590-3803. Crisis Line, 800-829-3777. Parents f@inreach.com 599. Hayward, 22245, Main Street, Suite Number 102, Hayward, California, 945-415-10-582-0148. Crisis Line, 800-829-3777. Parents h@inreach.com 599. Oakland, 1727 Martin Luther King Jr. Way, number 109, Oakland, California, 94612. Crisis Line, 510-893-5444. Parents so@inreach.com 599. Tri-Valley Area, 510-447-3722. Crisis Line, 600-829-3777. Parents Against Child Abuse, POB 1262, Temecula, California, 92390. Parents Anonymous, Child Abuse, 675 West Foothill Boulevard, Suite 220, Claremont, California, 917-11909-621-6184. Parents Anonymous State Resource Office, 12 Roselle Road #03, Princeton, New Jersey, 08540. Parents Net of FL 2728, Pablo Avenue, Tallahassee, Florida, 32308. Parents United Adults Molested as Children, 615 15th Street, Modesto, California, 95354209572-3446. Pathways to Discovery, 18350 MT Langley St. Number 205, Fountain Valley, California, 92708 927-7284. Paul and Lisa Program, POB 348, Westbrook, Connecticut, 06498203399-5338, works with child prostitutes. Phobics Anonymous, 619.322.cope, 94. Playing It Safe, 123, Eileen Way, Syosset, New York, 117-91800-752-9487, Child Safety Programs. Prevent Child Abuse America, California Chapter, Prevention of Shaking Baby Syndrome. For a brochure, write to POB 980788 W, Sacramento, California, 95798. Ask for brochure number 271. Never Shake a Baby, 800. Children, 800-244-5373. Project Sanctuary, POB 995, Ukiah, California, 95482707462-9196. Prevent Child Abuse America, California Chapter, works at the national, state and community levels to prevent child abuse in all its form including shaking baby syndrome. For a brochure write to POB 980788 W Sacramento, California 95798. Ask for brochure number 271. Never Shake a Baby, 800. Children, 800-244-5373, for a complete list of their state chapters visit preventchildabuse.org/chapters.locator.html. Road to Recovery, a guide for survivors of clergy sexual abuse, 107 Old Comers Road, Chatham, Massachusetts, 02633508945-3678. SAFAR, Society Against False Accusations of Rape, fathers.zq.com/anderson.htm. Santa Monica Bay Area Drug Abuse Council, 100 Market Street, Suite C, Venice, California, 90291 or 310-664-1415. SHARE, for partners, friends and family, POB 7917, Bonnie Lake, Washington, 98390. SOAR, Survivors of Abusive Rituals, POB 1776, Cahokia, Illinois, 62206. SPAA, Support for People Accused of Abuse, 7 Lincoln Street, Wakefield, Massachusetts, 01880. 781-246-3691. Stop Sex Offenders, your source for child and family safety information. Informative Child Safety Area, Child Abuse Information, National Sex Offender Registry, free exclusive online child ID system, safety for women, and much more. StopSexOffenders.com, 10/00. Sex Addicts Anonymous, POB 70949, Houston, TV 77277 13-869-4902. SAA-recovery.org. Sex Addictions, Men Only. Dan Carbalera, Boynton, 561-715-6876 or dvcarball@aol.com. Sex and Love Addicts Anonymous, POB 119, Boston, Massachusetts, 02258617332-1845. Sex and Love Addicts, The Augustine Fellowship, POB 7437, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 19101215731-9760. Sexaholics Anonymous, POB 111910, Nashville, Tennessee, 3722615-331-6230. Sexual Abuse Anonymous, POB 5325, Hempstead, New York, 11550. Sexual Abuse Survivors Anonymous, POB 241046, Detroit, Michigan, 48224313882-9646. Sexual Compulsives Anonymous, POB 1585, Old Kelsey Station, New York, 10113. Gay-oriented 12-step. Shepherd's House, 7136, Haskell Street, number 210, Van Nuys, California, 91406818780-2043R. Sidran Foundation, 2328 West Joppa Road, number 15, Lutherville, Maryland, 21093410825-8888, Advocacy. Silent No Longer, 955 Massachusetts Avenue, number 262, Cambridge, Massachusetts, 02139617422-1701, Advocacy. Spring Hill, POB 130, Ashby, Massachusetts, 01431800550-0244. SMART, Stop Masonic Ritual Abuse Today, provides resources, publications, videos, Tapes and Groups Ritual Abuse and Incest Survivors. Pub 1295, East Hampton, Massachusetts 01027-1295. smartnews@aol.com or members.aol.com/smartnews/index2.html. Stop Abuse by Counselors, Pub 68292, Seattle, Washington 98168206-243-2723, Advocacy. Stop Child Sexual Abuse, Pub 2625, Gainesville, Florida 32602. Stop It Now, Pub 495, Haydenville, Massachusetts 01039413268-3096. Suicide information at nimh.nih.gov/research/suichart.htm. Survivors and Victims Empowered, Pub 10556, Lancaster, Pennsylvania 17605717569-3636R. Survivors and Friends, Pub 54, Redmond, Washington 98073206-821-8523. Survivors Healing Center, 2301 Mission Street, STEC1, Santa Cruz, 95060, Mon Thursday 9:30 A2P, 831-423-7601 or shc@cruzio.com. Survivors House of Hope, 649 Niagara Boulevard, Fort Erie, Ontario L2A3H7 Canada. Survivors of Incest Anonymous, Pub 190. Benson, Maryland 21018410893-3322. siawso.org, /00. Survivors of Sexual Abuse, Pub 5526B, North Pole, Alaska 99705. Survivors of Abuse Find Empowerment, 114 Burgerville Road, Freehold, New Jersey 07728908462-4412. Survivorship, an international nonprofit for survivors of ritualistic abuse, torture, and mind control, their partners, supporters, and helping professionals. Survivorship sponsors conferences 3 times a year in California and publishes a quarterly magazine and monthly newsletter. 3181 Mission Street No. 139, San Francisco, California 94110 or 707-279-1209. Survivorship.org or info@survivorship.org, /00. Treatment for Addiction is a free, comprehensive, and frequently updated directory of treatment centers in the United States. It includes the SAMHSA, Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, database, as well as many private treatment centers, therapists and addiction professionals. It also provides invaluable information through articles, videos, and blogs on types of treatment, addictions, and mental health disorders. Treatmentforaddiction.com, 2/11. Two Rivers Psychiatric Hospital, 5121 Raytown Road, Kansas City, Missouri 641-33800-225-8577. United Survivors Net, C/Okemp Children's Foundation, 1205 Juanita Street, Denver, Colorado 902203033-355-1133. Varied Directions INTL, 69 Elm Street, Camden, Maine 04843207236-856-8506, videos. Victim Advocacy Net, moved, no forwarding contact information. Vocal, Victims of Child Abuse Legislation. Sadly, Dr. Jimmy passed away and the organization has ceased to exist. Voices in Action, Victims of Incest Can Emerge. Survivors, Pub 148309, Chicago, Illinois 60614312327-1500 or 800.7 Voice 8. Wings Foundation, offers peer support groups for adults who were sexually abused as children. Speakers Bureau, educational, prevention, advocacy and support. 8007 W Colfax, CS27 Box 129, Lakewood, Colorado 80215303238-8660 Wings PWR@AOL.com. Chapter 4. Specific Support Group Guide. Specific Support Group Websites 1. aarogya.com/support-group/medical/index.asp, Cardiology Support Group. abc.net.au/health/cguide/support-groups.htm. acngroup.com/support.html. acer.org, offering 70 online cancer information centers. acscsn.org, Cancer Survivors Network. altonmemorialhospital.org. asa.ugl.lib.umich.edu/chdocs/support/emotion. asfhelp.com, Anencephaly Support Foundation. baptist-health.com/support_groups. cancer.dartmouth.edu/support/caregiver.html, Caregiver Support Group, Patient Support Services. cancer.gov/cancerinformation/coping. cancer.org, enter Talking About Cancer. canceradvocaki.org, 877 NCSS Yes. cancerbacup.org.uk/info/talk-children.htm, talk to your kids about cancer. cancer-support.org. cancersupportivecare.com. cancersurvivors.org. cancersurvivorsnetwork.org. cansearch.org, 888-650-9127, 877-622-7937, Cancer Survivor Network. cansearch.org/program/caregiver.pdf, Cancer Survivorship. carolmedicalsupply.com/supportgroups.shtml. carolinashospital.com/medical-services/community-health/support-groups.asp, Florence, SC. castlemed.com/cgi-bin/class_group.cgi, Castle Medical Center. chess.chsra.wisc.edu, support for different medical conditions. cksociety.org, Cyberknife Patient Support Group. coastalobesity.com/patient support/support-group-meetings.htm. colquitregional.com/?page_ID=$20, Colquitt Regional Medical Center Support Groups. copingmag.com. cyberknifesupport.org, Cyberknife Patient Support Group website. delraymedicalcre.com//ourservices/community services/support groups+.htm, Delray Medical Center, Delray Beach, FL. deltaregional.com/education/support-groups, Delta Regional Medical Center. dialysisjoe.tripod.com/sckc Dialysis Patient Support Group, Dialysis Patient Support Group. edenmedcenter.org/services/support-groups.html. ednf.org, Ehlers Danlos National Foundation. mc.org/support+group/default.htm, support groups of Eastern Maine Medical Center. emotional.health.ivillage.com, therapy and support info. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/cancer_support_group. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/community_support_group, a national community-based organization, CBO, working in 3 areas of Kenya. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/kaylee_support_group, for kids everywhere. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/support_group. enlo.org/community_health/support_groups.asp, Enlo Medical Center. isoenterprise.org, a support community for gynecologic cancer. friendshealthconnection.org, created by roxanneblack.com. galenastauss.org/news_support-groups.htm, Midwest Medical Center, support groups. gbs.org.uk, Guillain-Barré Syndrome Support Group. Gildasclub.org, 888 Gilda for you. GivingVoice.org. GwinnettMedicalCenter.org/subpages/hospital_support_groups.asp, Gwinnett Medical Center, Hospital Support Groups, Lawrenceville, GA. GwinnettMedicalCenter.org/subpages/support_groups.asp, Atlanta, GA. HealingPals.com FriendsHealthConnection.org/index.php. Health.uab.edu/12542, Medical West, Support Groups. Healthboards.com. Healthlink.mcw.edu/support-groups, Medical College of Wisconsin HealthLink Topics, Support Groups. hepnet.com/patients.html, Hepatitis Patient Support Groups. hmc.psu.edu/news/cl support.htm, Penn State Hershey Medical Center. Hyperhidroxysuc.org, Hyperhidrosis Support Group. isurg.ie, Irish Patient Support Groups. ivh.se/tar, TAR Syndrome Support Group. jax.shans.org/patients/support.asp, Jacksonville, FL. jeffersonhospital.com/health/support/index.html, Jefferson Regional Medical Center, Support Groups. cadlecmed.org/program/support_groups.html, Cadlec Medical Center. kickaz.org, as Support Group. kidscope.org, for kids who have a parent with cancer. kidsconnect.org, for kids who have a parent with cancer. lahey.org/patients/support-groups-list.asp. Lakeview Medical Center, Support Groups. lakeviewmedical.com/support.html, lakeviewmedical.com/classes_support.html. lapsurgery.com/bariatric surgery/date-support-group.htm, bariatric surgery support group. lfc.org.uk/patient-support-group.php, London Fertility Clinic, Patient Support Group. lymphnet.org/patients/support-groups.htm, the National Lymphedemia Network Patient Support Groups. mayoclinic.com/health/support-groups. mccg.org/pvg/support-groups.asp. med.stanford.edu/touchstone, support for kids. medforums.net. medinfo.org, cancer discussion list archives. mei.harvard.edu/info/support.php, Massachusetts Eye and Ear Infirmary, patient support groups. melanomafoundation.org/amf/patient.htm. members.aol.com/cancerhope. mercymedical.com/support_groups.php, Alabama. menorcan.com, support group for former kid celebrities. minuteman.com/specialove. mit.edu/medical/services/s-support.html. mmchs.org/edu-supportgroups.html, Meadville Medical Center Health Systems. mohanfoundation.org/patient.html, patient support group for kidney failure patients. mother.com/tilde-wesurviv/welcome.htm. mothersdaughters.org. mphosp.org/support-groups, Maria Parham Medical Center. nlm.nih.gov/medlane+/nc/image-pages/9227.htm, support group counselors. nof.org/patientinfo/support_groups.htm. nsmc.partners.org/web/support/cancer_support_groups. nwhospital.org/classes, Northwest Hospital and Medical Center classes and support groups. oncochat.org. pamf.org/classes/support, support groups at the Palo Alto Medical Foundation. patient.co.uk/selfhelp.asp. patientsafetygroup.org/about/support.cfm, help you set up a support group. peoplelivingwithcancer.org. plwc.org, People Living with Cancer. pslgroup.com/dg/pt-support.htm, patient support sites. radonc.stanford.edu/surviving. rarediseases.info.nih.gov/asp/resources/pat_sub-grp.asp. rbmc.org/services/support_groups.asp, Raritan Bay Medical Center Hospitals, Raritan Bay, New Jersey. revitalizingpsychiatry.com/medical_conditions_support_group.html. rrmginc.com/support.html, Redwood Regional Medical Group. stbarnabas.com/hospital/community_medical/services/oncology/support.html, St. Barnabas Healthcare. sbhcs.com/hospital/Clara_Massa/support, Clara Moss Medical Center. selfhelpweb.org. sharecancersupport.org. sistersnetworking.org, African American Cancer Support. sleepnet.com/support.htm. smmc.com/patients-visitors/support-groups, St. Mary Medical Center, Walla Walla, Washington. smmc.com/stroke-support-group.85.0.html, St. Mary Medical Center, Stroke Support Group. sonoramedicalcenter.org/support_groups.php, Sonora Regional Medical Center. southwestmedicalgroup.com/support.asp, Southwest Medical Group. Live Online Patient Support, 866-347-7492. southwestmedicalgroup.com/support.asp, Southwest Medical Group. Live Online, 866-295-5366. sponc.org, support for people with oral and head and neck cancer. stanfordhospital.com/clinics/complementary medicine/scusk community.html, community support groups. stfrancismedical.com/events/subp_groups.htm, St. Francis Medical Center support groups. strengthforcaring.org, support for the caregivers of cancer patients. summitmedctr.com, Sarah Cannon Cancer Center support group. Support electronic groups. support-group.com, Fountain Grove Integrative Health Group, a mental health group practice in Santa Rosa, California. survivorshipmeeting.com. trey.dermatology.uiowa.edu/supartgrps.html, dermatology patient support and advocacy groups. tricitymed.org/edu/support/groups.cfm, Tri-City Medical Center. ucihealth.com/bariatric/support-group.htm, bariatric surgery support group. uillinoismedcenter.org/content.cfm/support_groups, University of Illinois Medical Center support groups. umassmemorial.org/ummhc/hospital/med_center/events/support/index.cfm, UMass Memorial Medical Center support groups. umm.edu/resources/support_group.htm, Maryland. uvitas.org/patient/support/default.html, a website for patients. web.mit.edu/medical/services/s-support.html, sexual identity support group. webmd.com/content/article/27/1728_600008.htm, sympathy seekers invade internet support groups. www.ns.com/tilde-laras/surveys.html, survivors of abuse. Specific support group websites too. Cancer Cured Kids. POG 189. Old Westbury, New York 11568. 800 CCK 7525. 484-8160. Fax, 516-484-8160. Support Group for Children Cancer Survivors. Cancer Vive. 6500 Wilshire Boulevard. Number 500. La California 90048. 310-203-9232. cancervive@aol.com. cancervive.org. Support Group. Cancer Wellness Center. Barabara Castle Brotman House. 215 Revere Drive. Northbrook, Illinois 60062. 708-509-9595. Fax, 708-509-9596. Emotional support. castingforrecovery.org. 888-553-3500. CFR program at AOL.com. Center for Attitudinal Healing. 19 Main Street. Tiburon, California 94920. 415-435-5022. Support Group for people with life-threatening illnesses and their families. Clutterers Anonymous. 908 S Margarita. Number 1. Alhambra, California 91803. 818-570-8079. Pack Rats, Messy People. Fundamentalists Anonymous. POB 20324. Greeley SQ. STA. NYC 10001. For people dissatisfied with fundamentalism and want to get out of it. International Association for Near-Death Studies. 638 Prospect Avenue. Hartford, Connecticut 06105-4298. 203-232-4825. For people who have had NDEs. Isolators Anonymous. 130 West 75th Street. NYC 10023. 212-877-1808. For people who feel uncomfortable connecting with other people. Litigation Stress Support Group. 2 Princess Road. Lawrenceville, New Jersey 08648. 609-896-1766. Peer support for doctors and dentists being sued for malpractice. Make today count. POB 6063. KC, Kansas 66106. 913-362-2866. Support Group for people with life-threatening illnesses. Messy Anonymous. 5025 Southwest 114th Avenue. Miami, Florida 33165. 305-271-8404. Messy People. Neurotics Anonymous. 11140 Bainbridge Drive. Little Rock, Arkansas 72212. 501-221-2809. Support Group for Stressed Out Warriors. Recoveries Anonymous. POB 1212, Hewitt SQ. STA. E. Northport, New York 11731. 516-261-1212. Support Group open to anyone in any kind of recovery. Recovery Incorporated. 802 North Dearborn Street. Chicago, Illinois 60610. 312-337-5661. Fax, 312-337-5756. General Recovery Group for nervous, phobic type people. Society for the Eradication of Television. SET. POB 10491. Oakland, California 94610-0491. 510-848-2625. TV addicts who want to quit. Toastmasters International. POB 9052. Mission Viejo, California 92690-7052. 714-858-8255. Toastmasters.org. For people who need help with public speaking. Total Aspects of Recovery Anonymous. Terra. 3799 Montclair. Cameron, PK, California, 95682. 916-676-3366. Support group for the entire spectrum of mental health problems. Trauma Recovery. 1992, Gooseneck Road. Pasadena, Maryland, 21222. 301-255-3074. Support for people recovering from a serious injury. United Network for Action Instead of Resentment. 23, Curryville Road. Newton, New Hampshire, 03858. 603-382-7503. Support group for people who are bullied or abused either at work, home, anywhere, and teaches to stand up for themselves. Workaholics Anonymous. POB 661501. La California, 90066. 310-859-5804. Chronic Pain Support Groups. allaboutlife-challenges.org/chronic-pain-support-groups-faq.htm. CanadianPainSociety.ca. chronic-pain-support-groups.meetup.com. dailystrength.org/c/chronic-pain/support-group. facebook.com/pages/chronic-pain-support-group. painconnection.org. theacpa.org, American Chronic Pain Association. groups.yahoo.com/group/chronic_pain. beyondchronicpain.com/site/resources/support-groups.php. groups.yahoo.com/group/interstitial-cis-chronic pain. chronic-pain-support.meetup.com. mdjunction.com/chronic-pain. chronicpaincanada.com, Chronic Pain Association of Canada. helppain.net. meetup.com/chronic-pain-illness-disabilities support group. ability.org.uk/support_groups_chronic_pain.html. theacpa.org. imd9.com/chronic_pain. chronicpain.meetup.com. chronic-pain.supportgroups.com. chronic-pain-support-groups.meetup.com. healthcentral.com/chronic-pain-support-groups.html. ncps-cpr.net, National Chronic Pain Society. pain-connection.org. painconnection.org/support. painfoundation.org. painworld.zip.com.au, Pain Forum. restministries.org, Rest Ministries Chronic Illness Pain Support through Hope Keepers. theacpa.org/33/supportgroups.aspx. Disability Social Groups/Disability Support Groups. Try this formula. .supportgroups.com. alabama.supportgroups.com. texas.supportgroups.com. ability.org.uk/support_groups_disability.html. ableize.com/support-groups. arzai.ca. bipolar-support-groups.html. childhooddisability.com/advokaki/support-groups. childrensdisabilities.info/autism/groups-autism-asperger.html. childrensdisabilities.info/learning_disabilities/groups-learning-disabilities.html. childrensdisabilities.info/speclists.html. chop.edu/visitors/family-support-and-resources/support-groups.html. sildrc.org/drc-pages/support-groups/support-groups.htm. community.com/disability/speclists.html. communityresources.net. cshcn.org/resources/emotional-support.cfm, the Center for Children with Special Needs. Disabilities-r-us.com. disability.meetup.com. disabilitybray.ie/support-groups. disability-resource.com/manhattan-support-groups.html. disability-resource.com/support-groups.html. disabilityresources.org/support.html. disabilityrts.meetup.com. disability-support.org.uk. disabilitiesupportbedford.co.uk. disabilitiesupportcenter.org. ehow.com. How to start a disability support group. ehow.com, support groups for intellectual disability. findingdulcinea.com/guide/physical-disabilities.pg_04.html. gimpworld.com. grampiansrespite.org.au/useful-links/disability-support-groups. griefnet.org. groups.google.com. groups.yahoo.com. healthcyclopedia.com/support-groups/disability.html. healthinforum.org. healthinforum.org. healthpoint.co.nz. ideal-group.org/LinkedIn. linkedin.com. mentalhelp.net/self-help. myspace.com. patient.co.uk/self-help.asp. pirs.org/cross-disability.html. portsmouth.anglican.org/what_we_do/social_justice/disability_support_group. specialneedsfamilycenter.org/supportgroups.asp, children with special healthcare needs. sapha-supportgroups.org.uk. strobertbellarmine.com/organization/christian-services/disabilities_support_group.htm. supportgroups.com. sydney.edu.au/stusurvey/disability/support.shtml. the-chapel.org/get-help/support-groups. usgovernmentbenefits.org/hd/index.php?t=disability+support+support groups. wad-online.org.uk. Job support groups/work support groups. 1. There are job support groups around to help you out where you meet with others looking for work. Ask about them at your local employment office or at the Chamber of Commerce. You could even start such a group by putting an ad somewhere or asking your priest to mention it at church on Sunday. The organizations listed below provide advocacy, career planning, training, or support for specific groups of people. Check local churches for job/work support groups. meetup.com/jobs, start a job support group. linkedin.com. groups.yahoo.com. finance.groups.yahoo.com. groups.google.com. 40plus.org. workministry.com/resources/basic-issues.jsg.html, basic issues for forming a job support group. okcommunity.com/records/831321.html, Holy Family Job Support Group, Inverness, IL. brotherhoods.andrew.org/how-to/that-f-job-support.html. careervision.org/resources/jobgroups.htm, Illinois. chicagojobs.org/com/support-groups.html. coastiechics.net/workleafasc medical website es.html, Coast Guard Spouse Support Group, links to useful websites. colonialchurch.org/loving_serving/support_groups. dailystrength.org. fedupfeds.org. finance.groups.yahoo.com/group/recruiters network. 40plus.org, older professionals. fotw.org/ministries/allministries/jobsupport.asp, Fellowship of the Woodlands, the Job Support Ministry. freelists.org/archive/JSFG_CINT. hranca.org/members/support.asp, Human Resource Association of the National Capital Area. jobfindersupport.blogspot.com. jobfindersupport.com. jobhunt.org/jobs/Massachusetts/Massachusetts_jobs_networking.shtml. jobhunt.org/jobsearchnetworking/jobsearchnetworking.shtml. jobsupportministry.com. jobsupportministry.org. layofflounge.com, for laid-off people. listsk.com/lit/support-work-group.htm. luhs.org/health/bazy/htm/shc5/6/shc56.htm, group in MN. messageboards.ivillage.com/for-wd job support. migrantsresourcecenter.org.uk/ahobi support group.htm. mnwfc.org/hennepinzouth/job support groups.htm. mnwfc.org/hennepinzouth/job support groups.pdf. mnworkforcecenter.org/hennepinzouth/job support groups.htm. parenthood.library.wisc.edu/wg/workgroup3.html. prntoneroffice.co.uk/job support group.html. promatch.org, targeted job search workshops. quintycareers.com/job_club.html. regretsonly.com, life's biggest regrets. resumewritinghow.com, job support group. stalphonsus.com/index.php, Catholic Church, Inverness, IL. skokie-library.com/s_program/pr_calendar/events/0705/career.html, Skokie Job and Career Support Group. standrewlu.org/jobtransition.shtml, St. Andrew Lutheran Church, Job Transition Group. ststevens.com/job support. ststevens.com/sdsd/job_search_support_group, St. Stephen's Episcopal Church, Edina, Minnesota. supportresource.net. trinityprinceton.org/jobseekers.cfm. vccpls.org/jssg/jssg_index.html, the Job Search Support Group of Valley Community Church. washingtonpost.com, Job Discussion Groups. webmd.com/hw/healthy_seniors/shc56.asp, Job Transition Support Group C/O-Colonial Church of Edina. westfieldnewjersey.com/support group. workministry.com. workministry.com/newsletter/jsg/index.shtml. yellowpages.superpages.com. zvents.com, Cupertino Rotary Job Search Support Group, Sunnyvale. Job Support Group/Work Support Groups 2. meetup.com. 40plus.org. 40plus-dc.org. 50plus-works.com/setting-up-work-clubs-and-group-advice/job-advice/job americasjobexchange.com/career-advice/job-search-support-groups. americasjobexchange.com/career-advice/job-search-support-groups. andrealeadsam.com/social-action/job-clubs. ae.org/programs.html. balltraining.com/jfc.html. careerconnects.org/austin-career-support-groups. career-dfw.org/j/groups/40-networking-groups/52-networking-meetings-all.html, Dallas. Career Executive Placement Job Search Resume. Meetup.com. careerjournal.com/job hunting/job loss, career-network.meetup.com, careervision.org/resources/jobgroups.htm, Illinois, Center for Women NewJersey.org/job_readiness.html, cf.ac.uk/carsv/job hunting/help-with-haps/grad-job-seek, graduate job seekers support group, chicagojobs.org/com/support-groups.html, chicagojobtalk.com, coastiechics.net/workleafasc medical website es.html, Coast Guard spouse support group, links to useful websites, colonialchurch.org/loving_serving/support_groups, cuyahoga-works.org/resources/job-neohio.aspx, cvtips.com/g_job_clubs.html, dailystrength.org, dailystrength.org, over 500 support groups, dressforsuccess.org, promote the economic independence of disadvantaged women by providing professional attire, a network of support and the career development tools to help women thrive in work and in life. Easter.org/wordpress/job-transitions-group, edd.ca.gov/jobs_and_training/experience_for_job_seekers.htm, egroups.com, ehow.com/about_632184_job-hunting-support-groups.html, enjoyingwork.com/support-groups_meetings.html, joy at work support groups, fairhavenchurch.org/job_seekers_group, fedupfeds.org, finance.groups.yahoo.com, finance.groups.yahoo.com/group/allwelldiggers, finance.groups.yahoo.com/group/recruiters-network, findspot.com/elements-of-a-job-support-group.htm, 5o'clockclub.com, small fee, flipdog.com, flipdog.com/jobs/montana/halcim-group-support-ltd, 40plus.org, 40plus of Northern California, foundsupport.com, freelists.org/archive/jsfg_c-inti, gbjobclubs.org, Britain, gethired-now.com/articles/network_from_scratch.shtml, groups.yahoo.com, helpguide.org, helpguide.org/life/job_networking_how_to_find_job.htm, helpwanted.com, hillchamber.org/jobseekers/default.asp, hranka.org/members/support.asp, Human Resource Association of the National Capital Area, indeed.com/forum, indeed.com/support, investopedia.com/financial-edge/1209/find-the-perfect-with-a-career-club.aspx, iseek.org/industry/its/job-networking-groups.html, job.com, jobconnections.org, jobfindersupport.blogspot.com, jobfindersupport.com, jobfindersupport.com/support_group.htm, Hillsboro, or job-finding-club.com, job-hunt.org/employer_alumni_networking.shtml, company alumni and military and government alumni groups, job-hunt.org/job-networking/job-networking.shtml, list of job support groups, jobhunt.org/jobsearch-networking/jobsearch-networking.shtml, jobhunters.meetup.com, jobrapido.com/jobs+support+groups, job-search.meetup.com, jobsearchfocusgroup.com, job-seekers.meetup.com, jobskills.org/jfc, jobstar.org/socal/resource/carcent/orange.php, jobtransition.net, jocolibrary.org, kclibrary.org/tutorials-guide/job-hunting, launchpadjobclub.com, lawcrossing.com/article/900086455/the-job-club-approach-to-finding-jobs, layofflounge.com, for laid-off people, linkedin.com/groups, listask.com/lit/support-work-group.htm, luhs.org/health/bazy/htm/shc5/6/shc56.htm, group in mn, local.com, meetup.com/job-club, meetup.com/job-group, meetup.com/job-loss-therapist-facilitated-support-group, Seattle, WA, meetup.com/New York C job seekers, messageboards.ivillage.com/for-wd job support, migrantsresourcecenter.org.uk/ahob support-group.htm, mnwfc.org/hennepinzouth/job support-groups.htm, mnwfc.org/hennepinzouth/job support-groups.pdf, mnworkforcecenter.org/hennepinzouth/job support-groups.htm, mosaicblueprint.com/mosaic_job_cafe.html, mumsnet.com/job/searching-for-work, myjobtips.com/resources, neighbors-helping-neighbors.com, njpajobfair.com/job-support-group.html, New Jersey, nwbc.org, Between Jobs Ministry is a free support ministry of Northwest Bible Church FinneganCounseling.org, free of charge by St. Luke's United Methodist Church. Parenthood.library.wisc.edu/wg/workgroup3.html, philadelphiaup.org/jobs/jobs.html, phoenix.jobing.com/tag/+support+group, Arizona, pregnancy.org/phpbb2/viewforum.php, look for lost a job support group, prandowneroffice.co.uk/job support group.html, promatch.org, targeted job search workshops, livecareer.com/job_club.html, regretsonly.com, life's biggest regrets, resumewritinghow.com, job support group, rotary-rabbi.org, stalphonsus.com/index.php, Catholic Church, Inverness, IL, skokie-library.com/s_program/pr_calendar/events/0705/career.html, Skokie Job and Career Support Group, solihullforsuccess.com/jobs-and-training/looking-for-work/work-clubs, southbaygroups.com/men's-group-faq.htm, San Jose, CA, southlakefocusgroup.com, sdandrewlu.org/jobtransition.shtml, supportgroupcentral.com, supportresource.net, thehelpgroup.org, thejobforum.org/resources.htm, thejobforum.org/resources.htm, trinityprinceton.org/jobseekers.cfm, an Episcopal parish in Princeton, New Jersey, unemployed.meetup.com, unemployment-support.meetup.com, vccpls.org/jssg/jssg_index.html, the job search support group of Valley Community Church, vpi-inc.com/job_clubs.aspx, vpi job finding clubs, jobgym.com/job finding. webmd.com/hw/healthy_seniors/shc56.asp, Job Transition Support Group C/O Colonial Church of Edina. westfieldnewjersey.com/support group. workforceallianceinline.org. workministry.com, a community of job support groups for career management. workministry.com/job_support_groups.html. workministry.com/resources/wmjobsupportgroups.html. yahoo.com/yahoo-groups-jobs. yellowpages.superpages.com. zvents.com, Cupertino Rotary Job Search Support Group, Sunnyvale. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. 1801 LST. NW. Washington, D.C. 20507. 202-663-4264. EEOC.gov. Federal laws, executive orders, and selected federal grant programs bar discrimination in employment based on race, color, religion, sex, national origin, age and handicap. Information on how to file a charge of discrimination is available from U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission offices around the country. National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, NAACP. 4805 Mount Hope Drive, Baltimore, Maryland 21215-3297. 410-358-8900. 212-358-8900. NAACP.org. National Urban League. Employment Department. 500 East 62nd Street. NYC 10021. 301-310-9000. NUL.org. Chapter 5. A Specific Support Group Guide to Support for Healing from Abortion. Project Rachel. Catholic Church. HopeAfterAbortion.com. NOPR.org. Support for Aviation Accident Survivors. WingsOfLight.org. The National Air Disaster Alliance. 427adsl.org/nationai.htm. Support for Healing from Child Abuse. Adult Survivors of Child Abuse, ASCA. ASCAsupport.org. Support for Healing from Medically Induced Trauma. Medically Induced Trauma Support Services, MITS. Hope to patients, families, and clinicians who have been affected by an adverse medical event. MITSS.org. Support for Healing from Trauma. GiftFromWithin.org. Ritual abuse websites. Advocacy Committee for Human Experimentation Survivors and Mind Control, AICS-MC. AICS-MC.org. The Awareness Center is a Jewish coalition against sexual abuse/assault, JCASA. POB 65273, Baltimore, Maryland 21209 or 443-857-5560 or theawrenceenter.org/ritualabuse.html, 1/09. End Ritual Abuse. EndRitualAbuse.org. Many Voices, Words of Hope for People Recovering from Trauma and Dissociation. ManyVoicesPers.com. Mothers Against Sexual Abuse is dedicated to protecting children from sexual abuse through educational programs and conferences and provide support and referrals for adult survivors of sexual and ritual abuse. POB 371, Huntersville, North Carolina 28070. AgainstSexualAbuse.org. North American Freedom Foundation seeks to bring attention to mind control, slavery, and torture perpetrated in the U.S. and Canada, educate the public about survivors and victims' special recovery needs, and develop and maintain the Garden of Healing, near Chattanooga, TN, honoring victims, survivors, and pro-survivors. NAF, PMB 129, 5251, Highway 153, Hickson, Tennessee 37343 or naffoundation.org or email Persons Against Ritual Abuse Torture is an educational and activist organization with expertise in ritual abuse torture developed over 14 years of work. 361, Prince Street, Truro, Nova Scotia, Canada, B2N1 times 10 to the power of 4th or email. ritualabusetorture.org. The Ritual Abuse, Ritual Crime and Healing, Information and Resources for Survivors, Therapists and Others. ra-info.org. SMART is a newsletter that examines the possible connections between ritual abuse and secretive organizations. Pod 1295, East Hampton, Massachusetts 01027, or ritualabuse.us. Survivorship is an international nonprofit organization for survivors of sadistic sexual abuse, ritualistic abuse, mind control, and torture. The organization serves survivors, partners, and other allies, therapists, clergy and pro-survivor activists and advocates. PMB 139, 3181, Mission Street, San Francisco, California, 94114, or email. Survivorship.org. Chapter 6. Support Groups for Medical Conditions. Support Groups for Medical Diseases. clinicalgenome.org/genomeconnect/for-participants, an online tool people can use to share their genetic test results and health information with researchers and healthcare providers. dnondu.org is a website and blog that collects first-hand stories from people making tough decisions about using genomic, DNA, information in their own healthcare choices. Eurydice.org, Eurydice, European Rare Disease Organization, rarediseases.org, NORD, National Organization for Rare Disorders. mygene2.org/mygene2, mygene2 is an online tool that families who are interested in sharing their health and genetic information can use to connect with other families, clinicians, and researchers. ParentCenterHub.org, Center for Parent Information and Resources. rareconnect.org/n/communities. Rare Connect has online communities for patients and families with rare medical conditions so they can connect with others and share their experiences. Rareshare.org, Rareshare is an online social hub dedicated to patients, families, and healthcare professionals who are affected by rare medical disorders. Medical Conditions and Diseases Support Group websites. dmoz-odp.org/health/support_groups/conditions_and_diseases, find a disease. CIDPUSA.org, CIDP Organization of USA, a non-profit support group for chronic inflammatory demyelinating polyradiculoneuropathy in USA. health.groups.yahoo.com/group/neurosarcoidosis, Neurosarcoidosis Support Group, a support group for anyone with neurosarcoidosis, CNS sarcoid, systemic sarcoidosis, or anyone wanting more information on this rare disease. Includes live chats. cumc.edu/gec/support, genetic conditions, rare conditions, lay advocacy and support groups, information on genetic conditions, birth defects for professionals, educators, and individuals. members.shaw.ca/zoneszone/christian.html, Christians with chronic invisible illnesses, access to several Christian groups for people with invisible illnesses such as chronic fatigue, CFS, fibromyalgia, FM, and multiple chemical sensitivities, MCS. myparkinsons.org, Parkinson's disease caregiver information, virtual support group. Essential information for anyone who is caring for someone with Parkinson's disease. Discussion forum and support group information. PatientsLikeMe.com, Patients Like Me, track and share your progress, treatments, and symptoms in a community of patients. Communities for ALS, MS, Parkinson's and HIV/AIDS. PolioEcho.org, Polio Echo, Inc., support group for people with post-polio syndrome in the Phoenix, Arizona area. There is information on the local chapters and their activities and speakers, as well as updated articles and events to come. Disease chat websites. dmoz-odp.org/health/support_groups/conditions_and_diseases/chats_and_forums. Healthboards.com, health boards, moderated message boards covering cancer, allergies, alternative health, mental health, cerebral palsy, and disabilities. Patient.co.in, patient.co.in, connect with similar patients to share disease experiences, treatment options, knowledge, and give support. Health support group websites. dmoz-odp.org/health/support_groups. Accordant.com, free self-help resources for those whose lives are touched by disease. Healthdiaries.com, Health Diaries, a community of people writing diaries and blogs about personal experiences with health conditions from cancer to mental health. Chapter 7. Find local self-help groups. Self-help info by state, no websites. These are all regional self-help clearinghouses that can help you to find a support organization relevant to your needs. If none exists in your area, contact your local mental health center. If writing, preface your letter with Self-Help Center/Mental Health Association. Arizona. Rainy Day People. POG 472. Scottsdale, Arizona 85252. California Self-Help Centers. Bay Area Self-Help Center. Mental Health Association. 2398 Pine Street. San Francisco, California 94115. 415-921-4401. Fax, 415-921-1911. California Self-Help Center. Psychology Department. UCLA. 405 Hillgard Avenue. La California 90024. 800-222 link. 310-825-1799. Central Valley Self-Help Center. Merced County of Mental Health. 650 West 19th Street. Merced, California 95340. 209-723-8861. 209-725-3752. Northern Self-Help Center/East. 5370 Elvis Avenue. Sacramento, California 95819. 916-456-2070. 916-368-3100. Northern Self-Help Center/West. Mental Health Association. Yoko County. POG 447. Davis, California 95617. 916-756-8181. Shine of the Inland Empire. Riverside Mental Health Association. 3763 Arlington Avenue. Number 103. Riverside, California 92508. 714-684-6051. Southern Region Self-Help Center. 3958 3rd Avenue. South Dakota, California 92103. 619-692-8880. Southern Tri-County Regional Self-Help Center. 5839 Green Valley Circle. Number 100. Culver City, California 90230. 310-645-9890. Connecticut. CT Self-Help/Mutual Support Network. 19 House Street. New Haven, Connecticut 06511. 203-789-7645. District of Columbia. Mental Health Association. 100 North Washington Street. Number 232. Falls Church, VA 220,466. 703-536-4100. 703-941-5465. Illinois. 1600 Dodge Avenue. #S122. Evanston, Illinois 60201. 708-328-0470. Fax, 708-328-0754. Family Service of Champaign County. 405 South State Street. Champaign, Illinois 61820. 217-352-0099. Fax, 217-352-9512. Macon County Health Department. 1221 E. Condit. Decatur, Illinois 62521. 217-429 Help. Iowa. Iowa Pilot Parents Incorporated. 33 North 12th Street. POG 1151. FT. Dodge, Iowa 50501. 515-576-5870. 800-383-4777. Kansas. Campus Box 34. Wichita State University. Wichita, Kansas 67208-1595. 316-689-3170. 800-445-0116. Massachusetts. Cooperative Extension. 113 Skinner Hall. University of Massachusetts. Amherst, Massachusetts 01003. 413-545-2313. Michigan. Riverwood Center. 1485 Highway 139. Benton Harbor, Michigan 49022. 616-925-0594. 800-336-0341. Michigan Protection and Advocacy Services. 109 West Michigan Avenue. Number 900. Lansing, Michigan 48933. 517-484-7373. 800-752-5858. Minnesota. First Call for Help. 166 East 4th Street. Number 310. St. Paul, Minnesota 55101. 612-224-1133. 612-291-8427. Wilder Foundation. Community Care Unit. 919 LaFond Avenue. St. Paul, Minnesota 55104. 612-642-4060. Missouri. St. Louis Self-Help Clearinghouse. Greater St. Louis Mental Health Association. 1905 South Grand Boulevard. St. Louis, Missouri 63104. 314-773-1399. Support Group Clearinghouse. 1020 East 63rd Street. Kansas City, Missouri 64110. 816-561 Help. 816-472 Help. Nebraska. 16601 Euclid Avenue. Lincoln, Nebraska 68502. 402-476-9668. New Jersey. St. Clair's Riverside Medical Center. 25 Pocono Road. Denville, New Jersey 07834. 201-625-9565. 800-4MASH. 800-367-6274, New Jersey. New York. Brooklyn Self-Help Clearinghouse. Heights Hill Mental Health Service. 23rd Avenue. Brooklyn, New York 11217. 718-834-7341. Long Island Self-Help Clearinghouse. Central Islip Campus. Central Islip, New York 11722. 516-348-3030. New York State Self-Help Clearinghouse. New York Council on Children and Families. Empire State Plaza. Tower 2. Albany, New York 12224. 474-6293. New York City Self-Help Clearinghouse. epub 022812. Brooklyn, New York 11202. 718-596-6000. Westchester Self-Help Clearinghouse. Westchester Community College. Academic Arts Building. 75 Grasslands Road. Valhalla, New York 10595. 914-347-3620. 914-949-6301. North Carolina. Support Works. 1012 Kings Drive. Number 923. Charlotte, North Carolina 28283. 704-331-9500. Ohio. Greater Dayton Self-Help Clearinghouse. Family Services Association. 184 Salem Avenue. Dayton, Ohio 45406. 513-225-3004. Oregon. Northwest Self-Help Clearinghouse. 718 West Burnside Street. Portland, Oregon 97209. 503-222-5555. Pennsylvania. Self-Help Network for the Pittsburgh area. 710 South Avenue. Wilkinsburg, Pennsylvania 15221. 412-247-5400. 412-261-5363. Fax 412-471-2722. Voluntary Action Center. 225 North Washington Avenue. Park Plaza, lower level. Scranton, Pennsylvania 18503. 717-961-1234. Self-Help Institute. 462 Monastery Avenue. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania 19128. 215-482-4316. Rhode Island. Support Group Helpline. RI Department of Health. Cannon Building. Davis St. Providence, Rhode Island 02908. 401-277-2223. South Carolina. Lexington Medical Center. 2720 Sunset Boulevard. W. Columbia, South Carolina 29169. 803-791-9227. 803-791-2049. Tennessee. Self-Help Clearinghouse. Mental Health Association. 2400 Poplar Avenue. Memphis, Tennessee 38112. 901-323-8485. Fax 901-323-0858. Support Group Clearinghouse. Mental Health Association of Knox County. 6712 Kingston Pike. Number 203. Knoxville, Tennessee 37919. 614-584-6736. Texas Self-Help Centers. Texas Self-Help Clearinghouse. 1111 West 24th Street. Austin, Texas 78705. 512-454-3706. Mental Health Association. 2500 Maple Avenue. Dallas, Texas 75201-1998. 214-871-2420. 3136 West 4th Street. FT. Worth, Texas 76107-2113. 817-335-5405. Mental Health Center. 1407 North Main Street. San Antonio, Texas 78212. 512-826-2288. 512-222-1571. Mental Health Association. 2211 Norfolk Street. Number 810. Houston, Texas 77098. 713-523-8963. Tarrant County Self-Help Clearinghouse. Mental Health Association. 3136 West 4th Street. Ft. Worth, Texas 76107-2113. 817-335-5405. Vermont. Parents Assistance Line. 103 South Main Street. Waterbury, VT 056-6766. 802-241-2249. 800-442-5356.